What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mikey as Batman by DC Collectibles. And this is pretty interesting because it's DC Collectibles doing a non-DC character, so I was very interested to see how they would handle Michelangelo. And this figure was initially released at San Diego Comic-Con, and I thought I was all cool buying it from San Diego Comic-Con because it was an exclusive, and they had it first and all this good stuff. I paid 40 bucks, and then the weekend I got back from Comic-Con, I went to GameStop and found it there for 30 bucks, so I probably just should have waited. But it's pretty cool that they put this out like that. It hit Comic-Con and then it hit a bunch of stores, so that's awesome that pretty much anyone who wants this could probably go out and find it pretty easy. Hopefully that's the case for you if you've gone out looking for it. But anyways, let's get into the packaging here. It's pretty simple. You get a look at the figure here. Up here it says Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mikey is Batman down here. Over here we have the PX exclusive logo, and it says San Diego Comic-Con 2019, limited to 10,000. I don't know if that's the total run or just what they had at Comic-Con. I don't know. But anyways, on the back of the box we get a look at some of the other figures they plan to put out, and these things look really cool too, and I really hope that these figures make it out. I know that DC Collectibles sometimes has some trouble, and you know, lines kind of get canceled here and there all the time, but hopefully these things come out because this is really interesting, and I really want to check out that Batman. That looks nice, and I need that Raph for sure. But I'll get the whole set if these things make it out. But yeah, these look really interesting and very artist specific, which is awesome stuff. And then on the side here it says that it was sculpted by Jonathan Matthews, and it has some pretty cool shell artwork. That's nice. And I'm sure you guys already know, but the cape was done by C. Jesum. You know, he's an awesome cloth soft goods customizer. He does a lot of really great stuff, and he's very well known in the community of action figures, especially 112 stuff, because he does a lot of Mezco type customs. But anyways, that's really awesome that he got involved with DC Collectibles, and something that he did or that he worked on is now available like at retail. That's so cool, man. So congratulations to you. But anyways, let's take a look at the figure. Okay, so here he is, and my first impression of this figure is that it's very cool, but he's really small, and I was very surprised by how tiny he is, and we'll get a better idea of his size when we do the size comparisons. But as you could probably tell just looking at him right there, he's a really small figure. I thought he'd be a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just a little smaller than I expected, but he's very cool. The sculpting work is very well done on him. I love the cartoonish look that we have going on. These black lines really make it feel like it has an animated type of look to it. You see the black lines just like throughout the figure. You have some there on his shell, right in here. Yeah, I just love those black lines, man. It really makes it look like a cartoon. And then I really love the face sculpt. You have that goofy Michelangelo laughing cheesy smile on there, and you still have the orange bands coming out of here, so you could tell that it's him. And I love how it looks like the mask was too small, but he tried to force it onto his head anyways, and then you have like this leftover part. That looks awesome. But check out his face sculpt. He looks like he's having a blast dressing up as Batman. And we have the elbow pads there. The shell is very well done too. And he doesn't have that much articulation, but what he does have is very well hidden, so they did a good job there. But it's not like they had to hide a bunch of double jointed elbows and stuff like that. They just did a good job of hiding what they did have in there. And you could tell the focus wasn't articulation when it comes to this figure, but still he has an okay amount. But yeah, the look of this figure is really cool. They did a really good job with it. Then you have the M right here on his belt. He does have these little holsters on the side, but he doesn't come with any weapons to put in there. But yeah, check out the sculpting work. He looks really good, man. They did a good job on it. Got the toes here. Some more black lines on his feet. A really nice looking figure. And DC Collectibles always excels when it comes to artist specific things. They have whole lines of figures based on specific artists' work. So I think it's really cool that they went ahead and did this, because obviously they were going to do a real good job of capturing the look and feel of the characters from the animated movies. So that's very cool. I think this is a really good idea for them to do. And then let's take a look at this awesome cape. This cape is very well done. Mine was kind of creased or something just from the way it was packaged, as you can see down the middle here. But still, like the cape is really nice. I love the way that it just hangs onto the figure. It flows very nice. There's some like stitching in the middle, as you can see. It's not just one big cloth piece. It's like 3 pieces all stitched together. But yeah, look at that. It's very well done, and it just kind of flows very nicely. And I've never picked up anything from C.Jesm. I've always wanted to, but you know, there's a lot of stuff to buy out there, you know. So it's tough to buy things like that. But I've always wanted something from him, and maybe one day I will get something. But it's really cool to have this, because then, you know, now I have something that he's worked on in my collection, and that's awesome. So it's really cool that they hooked up like this, and I'm really happy that the cape came out as good as it did. I'm not really sure how the whole process worked, if he just worked on the prototype or what, but either way, all the people involved did a really good job with this cape. I just wish mine wasn't creased from the packaging, but you could tell that it's a very nice cape that sits nicely and just looks really cool. And I love the color too. It's like a dark blue. A really nice looking cape. And here at the bottom you have like the triangles that look nice too. They don't look cut up or nasty. They look very clean cut and stuff like that. So yeah, overall this figure looks incredible, and I'm very happy with the sculpting work, the paint work, and the cape. So good job as far as the overall look goes. And for accessories, Mikey comes with 3 sets of hands. So first off, we have these loose open hands, and then we have another set of open hands, but this time around his hands are flat. And then we have a set of thumbs up hands. And aside from the hands, he does come with a couple of other cool accessories, including this manhole cover, which is painted like a pizza. And that's kind of cool, kind of fun and goofy. It says NYC right there in the center, and that's what we have going on there. But if you flip it around, it just looks like a regular manhole cover. So that's cool. You have the option to use it either way. And then he also comes with this single slice of pizza, which is very well done. It's soft plastic. You have the pepperoni there, the crust, and the cheese and the sauce. It all looks good. And let's do a pizza comparison with the pizza from the Pizza Spider-Man. Look at that. Check it out. They're both pretty good. But anyways, yeah, this pizza is awesome. So for some size comparisons, I have Mikey alongside the NECA Shredder and a NECA Foot Soldier. And you could see that they're much bigger than him. And that kind of works if you want your villains to be bigger and more intimidating than your heroes. So that's kind of cool. And one thing too that kind of works here is, even though these are based on different animated properties, I think they both kind of work with each other because they both have a unique animated style. So I think this kind of works out. And then next we have Mikey alongside the SH Figure Arts Michelangelo and the NECA Michelangelo, and I'm surprised to see that he's not that much shorter than them, but he's definitely smaller, but not as much as I thought he would be. And then next we have Mikey alongside a DC Collectibles Batman, and then the Mezco 112 Collective Sovereign Knight Batman, and I think that all kind of works good together too if you want to throw them in there with Mikey. Just to have a couple of random things, here's Mikey alongside the Loyal Subjects Leonardo and the Disney Toy Box Yoda. And then here we have him with the Marvel Universe King Hulk and DC Icons Green Lantern. And then here we have him with the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. And to finish off these size comparisons, we have Mikey alongside the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Iron Man and the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary World War II Rescue Captain America, I guess we could call him. I just got him in the mail, and he's awesome, so you could expect a review of him pretty soon. And as far as the articulation goes, to be perfectly honest with you, there's not much going on, and even what he does have is very restricted and not very useful. But, you know, it is what it is, so let's get into it here. His head is able to move side to side, and then you have a little bit of tilt to it, but not very much. He doesn't really have any up and down. Look at that. Doesn't even, I mean, just barely moves. Can't get him to look up. Can't get him to look down. He pretty much just has side to side and slight tilting. And then for his torso, it looks like he does have some type of torso joint. As you can see, it's beneath the shell. But it's, you know, you're not going to get any movement out of it. It's restricted in the front and in the back. I mean, you could get some slight tilt to it. Let's see here. You know, not much at all. Get a little twist out of it. Let's see if we could push it. Yeah, you know, I mean, it moves, but it's not useful because you have this here. And that's the case with a lot of Ninja Turtles figures, so I don't blame them. It's kind of the nature of the design, it's just kind of the way it has to be. But, you know, then why even put anything, to be honest with you? Maybe they could have saved a few bucks and just made this like one whole piece, since you can't use it anyways. But, you know, whatever. Anyways, moving on. So for his arms, they can move all the way around. They could come out to the side, and then they kind of get tight as you bring them up, but they go to right there. There's no upper bicep swivel. And then you have a single jointed elbow, which also has a swivel. And that's about as far as you're going to bend his elbows. So not even quite 90. And then for the hands, you have a swivel and a hinge. For the legs, they could come out to the side. It looks like there's no upper thigh swivel or anything in there. It looks like kind of, I mean, there's a line there as if they were going to do it and then they changed their mind or something. Who knows? But yeah, no real swivel, but you get a little swivel or a little bit of movement because the leg is on a ball joint there. So you kind of get some swivel, but it's not like it spins all the way around or anything like that. But they do come out to the side, come out to the front, but let's see here, then they start to go to the side. And then you can move them back. Sorry, let me give you a look at the front again. So that's about as far forward as you could get his leg. He does have double jointed knees though, and those have a pretty nice bend to them, so that's cool. And then down in the feet, you get some rocking action, you get some up and down. The feet actually have really good articulation. So the legs are pretty decent, but everything else, it's very limited and restricted, you know. So I was kind of expecting that. I mean, you could see in the promo images what kind of articulation he has. So I wasn't expecting to get the most articulated figure ever. But, you know, I do wish that there was a little bit more going on, and more so, I wish what was here worked a little bit better. Okay, so overall, I like this guy a lot. I think it's a cool little Michelangelo figure. Yes, I'll admit that he doesn't have the most accessories and he doesn't have the best articulation, but he's still cool. He's just fun to have. He's goofy. It's silly. It captures the spirit of Michelangelo perfectly. It would have been cool if he had more articulation and he was funner to pose, but, you know, that's just not the case. That's really not what DC Collectibles is known for. In my opinion, there's some exceptions. Some of their lines have a lot of you know, articulation, but for the most part, they just like to capture the look and spirit of characters based on specific artists, and they achieve that here. So, you know, it's kind of hard to knock them. I think they did a good job of what they were going for, and I really hope that we see the rest of the figures in this set. I'm gonna be down for all of them, and only because they'll just look cool on the shelf. They'll just look cool standing next to each other. I love the animated look to them. I probably won't touch them or mess with them very much, you know, because they're not the funnest thing to pose and play with, but they're very cool to look at, and this guy's just going to be cool on the shelf. And even if you don't want to get the rest of the set, this guy's probably pretty cool to pick up just because he's so silly and goofy. And if you're a big fan of Ninja Turtles or just Michelangelo, this is like a must-have, you know? Look at him. He's awesome. Look how funny he is. And I really like the cape too. I think they did a very good job on that. And yeah, just overall, I'm happy that I picked up this figure, and he's very cool, and I can't wait to see the rest of the set. And I mean, I don't even mind that I paid $10 more than you guys are probably going to pay. So yeah, I'm happy with this purchase. But anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Peace.